Hello, my name is Kyle and today I'll be introducing you all to the Kaly. The Kaly is a 42-key split ergonomic keyboard, and throughout this video I'd like to tell you a bit on the story of how I ended up designing, building and configuring this keyboard and why I think it's a serious game changer, not only in ergonomics but also in how it seriously changed my life in these last few months. To do that, I would like to briefly go back to my old mechanical keyboard, a standard cheap mechanical keyboard with red switches. The reasons I bought and enjoyed this keyboard were the normal ones for any mechanical keyboard. It was very nice to type on, was quite heavy and very durable, and for the longest time it was all that I used. However, I did have some worries about it. As an aspiring software engineer and someone that loves games at heart, I would spend countless hours typing every single day of my life, and I thought that that might end up leaving a toll on my body. And over time, these worries started growing, and with many questions about the way that we use conventional keyboards. Some of the worries I had with this keyboard were the staggered keys and the QWERTY layout. Let's tackle these one at a time. The staggered keys made sense for my right hand. After all, when approaching the keyboard, the keys would follow my hand perfectly, and that made the keys nice to reach. However, the left hand was a mess, because of the fact that the keyboard stagger was against the natural movement of my hand. After all, I don't think you've ever seen anyone with hands that curve like this. Not only that, but this curve in the wrist, called ulnar deviation, can cause serious problems over time. The staggered nature of the keyboard made me avoid touch typing, preferring to just type with two fingers, moving my hands around. However, the stagger was not the only thing discouraging touch typing, which would let my hands rest. There was also QWERTY. The keys are everywhere. No, I mean it. Look at this diagram. These are the most commonly used letters in English. Why are they so spread out? Shouldn't they be here, where our hands rest? After some searching, I found a solution to those two initial problems in the CSTC40, which was an ortholinear and programmable keyboard. The ortholinear aspect meant that the keys were not staggered, allowing comfort for both hands. The small size of it allowed me to take it everywhere, including faculty, and the programmable aspect allowed you to take control of the full keyboard. That's right, every single key can become a macro. Have you seen those keyboards, the mechanical keyboards with macros at the right side or the left side or at the top? That's right, this keyboard can be a full macro. Not only that, but any combination of keys can become any other combination of keys or macros and so much more. In theory, that can be very overwhelming. So in practice, this is what I did. When holding down this key, we have an access to the arrow keys right here. And when holding down this key, you have a numpad on my right hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0. This, together with the CoMac-DH layout, which was mentioned before in the diagram, and the very light switches I added to it, made the perfect lazy keyboard, where I did not need to move my hands at all to type. If you want to see other very cool layouts like these, I suggest you have a look into those videos that will be in the description. Things were looking very good, but not for long. While doing some field work, I ended up hurting both of my arms, and suddenly typing was hurting me. Doing the things I loved, programming, researching, playing, all of the things that gave me joy were now causing me pain. Out of curiosity, I did try going back to regular keyboards, but it made my pain much worse, proving to me that the changes I made were positive. And thanks to these changes, I managed to hold out for a while longer. And that's when I saw what could be the final solution to my problems, the Ferris Sweep. Much like the Kaly, the Ferris Sweep was a split keyboard, meaning I could put my arms shoulder width apart. Not only that, but it was columnar, meaning that the keys follow the natural shape of your fingers, the pinkies being shorter and the middle finger being the longest. And not only that, it was still fully programmable. What an excellent find! I had made up my mind, I wanted an Ergo split keyboard. However, I really like to have ESC and Tab in the corners of my keyboard, so the sweep was not big enough. And that led me into the massive rabbit hole that is the ErgoMechKeyboards Community. Over there, I found many like-minded people that wanted better keyboards and were making, designing and sharing all about them. And in there, I found a keyboard that matched me, the Cantor. The Cantor was affordable, easy to build, and even though I did not know how to solder, I was determined to learn. I quickly ordered all the parts to make it from all the different shops, but when it came time to order the PCB, I faltered. What if this isn't for me? What if I don't like it? Following the tips of people in the ErgoMechKeyboards community, I tried the layout on paper, or in my case in a tablet that I had, and I found an issue that also bothered me in the CSTC40. I could not reach the inner thumb keys without pain or discomfort. These thumb keys were way too deep. Still, that's only 2 keys, right? You can just not use them until you get better, or maybe even forever. After all, that's still better than the sweeping keys, right? No, it wasn't better. After 3 weeks of changing my decision, I came to a final conclusion. The Cantor was not for me. And also, weirdly enough, none of the ErgoMech keyboards that existed today were for me. I had gone everywhere seeking for it, the deepest of forums, the weirdest of chats, and God forbid, Reddit. The keyboard I dreamed of was nowhere to be seen. After being unmotivated for a while, I remembered the video from Vallack, a great channel with fantastic production quality by the way, go check him out after this, that showed that it was possible to take a PCB and modify it to make a new one. Not only that, but after some time he decided to start making his own. I was inspired, and although I felt that his videos did not show me everything that I needed to make my dream keyboard yet, I decided it was time to learn. Learn about keyboard design, about circuit designing, about microcontrollers and everything in between. When I was ready, I decided to put down what I wanted my keyboard to be. Affordable, as I needed to be able to purchase it myself. And I'm a college student, so I don't have that much money to spend. Cute, as I really liked the Ferris mascot in the sweep and wanted one of my own. And finally, I wanted it to be ergonomic. All of the 42 keys in this keyboard would be reachable with comfort and precision. And for that, I started designing, testing, trying again and again, changing my design, and after over 20 iterations, I came to this one. I had an idea, and now even a name. It would be called Kumu, and its mascot would be a cloud. More motivated than ever, I made a routing of the keyboard and posted it on Reddit, asking people to review it. And that's when surprise struck again. There was already a keyboard named Kumu, and the mascot was also a cloud. It was unfortunate, but my idea already existed. Again, I was saddened, but I was determined to see this through. In a moment of pure brilliance or complete insanity, I noticed something weird. The curve in my keyboard was almost equal to that of a caliper case, and so I decided the mascot of my keyboard would be a caliper. Oh wait, please, I can explain. I know I said I wanted to be cute, but yeah, this isn't cute at all. For that, I needed a design, and I wanted the shape of it to match that of my keyboard. By putting these two requirements together, I came up with a great idea. Drum roll please. Well, I was never exactly an artist, but I knew this had potential. It even had a pun. The keyboard would be called Kaly because of its mascot, Kaly the Canoper. Yeah, anyone? No? Well, at least I liked it. And after another week or two of refining the mascot and the PCB, the keyboard design was complete, and I was ready to order it. Many thoughts came through my mind, like, was now this the perfect keyboard? Do I have what it takes to solder the keyboard? Could I ever adapt to its weird design? Are these keys too light? However, I had done my due diligence. I tested my design again and again. I tried the layout on paper and it was great. Not only that, but I knew I liked light linear switches, and if I managed to learn how to make logos in a full PCB with no electrical knowledge, I could learn to solder a pin or two. And with that, I made the order. more than 3 months of planning, designing and waiting, all the parts were here. The PCB, the switches, the keycaps, the microcontroller, the jacks, the cable.
Okay, let me organize this.
Now I had it all and I was ready to make it. I failed to do some solder joints nice, but it did not stop me. I tried again and again until they were decent. I tested all of the steps of the way, and after more than 3 hours, it was complete. The Kaly 42 was born. I rushed to make the firmware of it work.
Oh, forgot the key. Oh, the keycap stay.
The Kaly 42 was born. I rushed to make the firmware of it work and share my efforts in the EMK community. I had made my own keyboard and it was working great. However, it all felt kind of empty. After some time, I discovered that emptiness was thanks to burnout. After all, managing a full faculty semester and a keyboard design with pain in every single activity does make you tired after more than 4 full months like that. But slowly and surely, things started moving back to normal. I started physiotherapy after the semester ended, and I got more and more used to typing on my keyboard. And typing on it was a great fun, and with less than 1 hour I was able to type 100 words per minute on it. Sometimes, but still, this was great. Over time, I started getting happier and happier, and my arm started to heal faster. In part, thanks to my efforts in physiotherapy, and in part, thanks to my journey to better my setup in every step of the way. Things were finally starting to brighten up again. And that was the story of how I got all the way from a normal keyboard to the Kaly. It was quite a long journey, and squeezing it in into just a few minutes for this video almost doesn't make it justice, but slowly but surely I noticed that I couldn't be happier with my invention. And the best news? Anyone can build a Kaly, including you. I have decided to open source the full project so that anyone that needs an ergonomic keyboard can have it for an accessible price. Not only that, but if there is enough interest, I will make a full video series on how to make your own keyboard design exactly how I made the Kaly, all the way from the first ideas to Ergogen through to KiCad, ordering all the parts and learning which are the parts to build it, and finally managing its firmware. If you are interested in that, please leave a comment on what part you would like to hear the most about. I plan on making another video showcasing the Kaly itself more in depth, as this video showed the ideas and story behind it, but not how I use it, and I skipped through many important concepts like tenting, why the strong columnar stagger is good, how the programmability of this keyboard is such a game changer, and so many more small details of this that deserve a full video of its own. In that video, I want to try and prove to you that the Kaly is a great keyboard and why all of its features make it excellent. Thank you very much for listening to my story. I'll try to link some more resources in the description for those that got interested in this rabbit hole. Many thanks to Kayak and Ben Vallack for the fantastic videos on the area of ErgoMechKeyboards and for growing this community and keeping it alive. To also Bob for maintaining the EMK forums alive and well, and also KBD News for featuring Kaly on their site. And finally, my father and my friend Rock for being there every step of the way in my recovery. Thank you all for watching this video, and I hope to see you in the next one.